Well, back to
Dartmouth, Nova Scotia.
growing up Dartmouth.
Yes, yes.
So we were talking about Slater Street, and we went over some of the maps I was looking on whereabouts you lived there. From then we were talking about the apartments that
The
were
3-story apartment next door.
yeah.
Al Pazant was the school teacher. His father built the apartment, and then he tutored me in mathematics. That was my weak subject. I had 2 mathematics teachers, right? So in his basement suite, and he had records there from back in the day, sound effect records, all about the Newfoundlanders. And it was the Newfoundland fisherman, one of my absolute favorites. The guy getting up in the morning before the sun came up. And he would go out and you could hear him lighting up his kerosene lamp. And it was just all sounds. The guy hardly ever said a word, but you knew what was going on in it, right? And he fired the lamp up, and then he got up from the table. He already had his coffee, which we would know nothing about then. And then you hear him walk all the way out to his boat. And they were long wooden walkways in most of those places because the mud was horrendous.
Because of the tide and that, right?
No, because of the weather, and you didn't have paved stuff, and you brought your dirt in Newfoundland.
Yeah, that was.
It wasn't naturally occurring in many places, right? And they would walk down, and you hear him go click, 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 and then he'd stop and then tie a shoelace, and then he'd go click, 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 and he'd get down to the boat, and then he would try to start the boat up, and we had I'm not doing the sound effects, but we all of the 4 to go and everybody else, we all listened to that record, and we all got really good at starting up a cranky 1-lung engine. Yes, Ted. So that's
Really?
Yeah.
You guys were into imitating that?
Oh, we love sound effect records. You couldn't buy them, but we would listen to the ones like that. And the Newfoundland fisherman, that was one of the best, right?
That's the classic.
Yeah, and you was hooking the nets up and putting them in, but it had all particular sound. But the starting of the engine.
We'll have to find that and see if that's on the internet.
Event, right? And if you ever heard a 1-lung engine run, it would just go chum, 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 and you could hear it coming down the lake from miles away. And it was like very similar to what the little pumps used to be out in the prairies for draining the ditches and whatever. They had a centrifugal wheel on them, but they were just an animal to get started.
Wow.
So we thought, right? And we could do the imitation of starting a Model T engine, right? And it would fail. It would try to start up, and it would go. Chum, 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 chum. Then it would die. Then the guy get out of the car, go to the front, and he would adjust the spark advance, and you go to the front, and you spin it, and you had to race back to the car, get in behind the wheel, do the spark advance, because once you got started, you had to advance the spark, right? So we knew how to do all those imitations, all those car sounds.
And this was on a record?
Yeah, this whole record was sound effects on it.
Still have that? You still have it?
Pardon?
You still have it?
No, this was Al Pazant. This is right, and I would babysit. I would babysit for him too because he had children. Right, he was my math teacher. I was his babysitter. Babysitter brought in a lot of model money, boy. A lot of model records were wasted. The income that came in from doing that, right?
Like the Auburn.
Yeah. So that's that little bit.